Well, I want to bring to you today an extension of the growth, acceptance, and rejection pieces that I've been talking about a little bit in each section. So I promised this a little bit ago, but with, the whole corona thing, I've been a little bit off and trying to take care of some matters there. So I want to briefly talk about the definition of labeling and how that gets a lot of people in trouble. Labeling is pretty much defined as something society believes in a person, much like stereotyping or a fulfilled prophecy. So in other words, a great example is if you believe I'm an animal, then I'm going to be like an animal. This is a problem within the prison system. Prisoners and inmates and people in jail are treated like animals. Therefore, if society views them as animals, treats them like animals, they're going to come out and they're going to be like animals. It's a very true research is on top of, and it's part of the criminal justice reform and prison reform that I touch upon and will be touching upon in depth more and more every time I do a video on criminal justice and how there needs to be reform in that section. So I'm going to go on and talk about rejection because this is a problem that every single one of us females and even men have, but it's primarily in us females. When somebody breaks up with us, we spend so much time thinking about what we did wrong. Where did we go wrong? How did we do this wrong? What can we do differently? And it's just bad thinking. Reverse that and flip it because it's just not correct thinking. The bottom line is most of the time there's nothing wrong with us. Unless we obviously know if we cheated or that they found out. But if they just come out of the blue and they reject us, it's something that has to do with them. And I did a little touch upon it in my written post, and I did a little bit on the other video. But the rejection interferes with our heart and our minds and our souls, and we let it determine whether or not we're going to move on and we're going to date another person. And that part of us is broken inside in our soul, and we believe that we're not good enough. And we need to begin challenging those thoughts that it had nothing to do with us. And if we continue down the road thinking that there's something wrong with us, we are losing control, which is really odd because one of the things that almost everybody I talk to has the need for control, right? And we all want control. We all want to feel like we can determine what's going to happen or we know what's going to happen. It's what human behavior we seek. So the more that we believe that there's something wrong with us, we lose control and allow the other person to have control over how we feel about ourselves. And it makes no sense. And even if we did something and we made a mistake, and you have children or you have people that are watching you, and you just don't say to yourself, oh, it's okay to be sad, a little bit, or depressed about what you did, or thinking about maybe, okay, that's not what I'm going to do next time. But if we allow that mistake to eat us from the inside out, what happens is we teach our children that they can't make mistakes. So when your children come home from school and they say they made a mistake and you give them, honey, it's okay, it's all right, we all make mistakes, you're actually telling your children something that you're not practicing yourself. Because if we're telling them it's okay to make mistakes, then it's okay to make mistakes. So I don't believe that continuously beating ourselves up about things that we may or may not have done is healthy for you or anybody around you or your children. Because the bottom line is we're all growing and we're all learning and we're all seeking acceptance. But we tend to desire acceptance from people that are not worthy of our acceptance, and they're not worthy, or should we care about what they think of us? Because if they weren't honest about why they left us in the first place, then they're not an honest person. And do you really want to be with somebody who's not honest? So just sit back and think about things rationally for a moment, and that brings you back to base and keeps you sound. The second thing I wanted to briefly mention was Matthew Hussey again. And I've had a lot of people tell me, all these people come to me and they want to have a relationship, but they're all da-da-da, and I don't understand. I must be a magnet to people who are not healthy, and I always end up in dysfunction. Listen, and he said it so elegantly when I listened to his video. People who are dysfunctional and not well and not able to hold a healthy relationship, they have eyes too. And if you're an attractive person, they're no different from a person who's healthy. The bottom line is we need to be better choosers. We need to choose the diamond and all the duds. And that's where it comes in. It's not so much that there's anything wrong with us. It's pretty much we need to learn how to see the red flags, the yellow flags, and determine which people are worthy for our attention, and seek we seek those people out as they sought us out. The only difference is we enter into a relationship or a cordial acquaintance relationship by speaking to them in manners that dictate or they respond, and we understand what those red flags and yellow flags are. So to learn more about how to seek a healthy relationship, feel free to book a free session with me. The first one is free. We can decide, I can help you out with some tips. We can go from there, decide whether or not coaching, life coaching, relationship coaching, any of that is beneficial for you. Like I said, there's no harm in making that first phone call and just chatting for a bit and finding out if this fits you. You can book, or you can actually write me on Facebook. You can book by my Facebook page, Breaking the Chains Wellness and Resource Center, or you can go to our website, www.breakingthechainswellness.net, and click on book, and then go to the free consultation. You can do that too. But sometimes it's just easier to shoot me a Facebook message, and then I can work with you from there. So I want you all to walk in hope. Have a gorgeous Sunday, because it's gorgeous in Ohio right now. The weather's just beautiful. And always remember, never give up. And there should always be something that you're grateful for every day. Have a good day.